So here we are, still in November, moving right on through. Thinking about gratitude. What are you grateful for today? Really? I mean, when we see or hear what's happening around us, how grateful can we be? When we see the great violence that's all around us, the challenge of division and what it's doing in our country, in our states, in our communities, and even in our families. The rhetoric words of hate towards fellow humans. Specifically in the last few weeks, this anti-Semitic messages that have been multiplying and intensifying. Seeing the high rate of respiratory disease that's continuing to spread in our country, and now especially among the smallest of us. The hypocrisy that seems to be growing versus being people of integrity anymore. And grief that many are experiencing in their own lives and the lives of their families for those whom they love. And those in power seem to be more punitive versus leading strong in valuable ways to build up our communities. And there's so much more. So how do we see? Where does gratitude enter in? I mean, can we be thankful and grateful for the challenging times? How do we experience gratitude and thanksgiving in this season of our lives? The passage that I'd like to share with you has always been one that's been a wee bit challenging to hold and to absorb, and at the same time has been of encouragement to me. Hear these words from James. James 1, verses 2 and 4, and this is the Passion Translation. My fellow believers, when it seems as though you are facing nothing but difficulties, I can say I know where they're coming from. See it as an invaluable opportunity. What? Invaluable? I mean, to experience it with the greatest joy that you can. Really? Joy? For you know that when your faith is tested, it stirs up the power of endurance. And then as your endurance grows even stronger, it will release perfection in every part of your being. And until there is nothing missing and nothing lacking. Can you say that? Are you able to experience that? I mean, have you ever found yourself in a circumstance or an experience where you're challenged and even overwhelmed, but in such a way that you're seeing your thought and you process through that is so hard? And the thought of being grateful or experience thanksgiving in that moment is beyond imagination. I mean, even now, the voice says it this way. Don't run from tests and hardship, brothers and sisters. As difficult as they are, you will ultimately find joy in them. If you embrace them, your faith will blossom under pressure and teach you true patience as you endure. And true patience, brought about by endurance, will equip you to complete the long journey and cross the finish line, mature, complete, wanting nothing. You know, in walking with a friend this week, I found this space once again, the burden, the pain, the hardship in the midst. Diana Butler Bass, who's the author of Grateful, the Transformational Power of Giving Thanks, says this: gratefulness isn't easy, and it isn't all hearts and flowers. It can be tough in tough times, but a dogged commitment to the giftedness of life can deepen our spiritual capacity to make it through the circumstances that threaten to overcome us. I have found that once again, the burden, the path, the hardship, but at the same time, gratitude. thanksgiving, joy. The journey towards thanksgiving and gratitude is truly a long and winding road. The Message says it this way: consider it a sheer gift, friends, when tests and challenges come at you from all sides. You know that under pressure, your faith life is forced to open and to show its true colors. So don't try to get out of anything prematurely. Let it do its work so that you become more mature, well-developed, and not deficient in any way. So this month, as we are wondering about what thanksgiving and gratitude are, what they look like, what they feel like, I might suspect that we all might be surprised that as we stretch to live deeper, to live more like Jesus, we may find gratitude and thankfulness in the midst. May we grow in our journey together. Will you pray with me? Gracious God, man, some days it's tough. Some days when we watch the news or we hear stories, we intersect the lives of our friends and what they're going through. When we see what's happening in our country, in our communities, in our families, the division, the hatred, the misunderstandings, the lack of integrity. Man, it's hard to say, I'm grateful. I'm thankful. But when we can see these moments as moments that stretch us, that grow us, that mature us, not something that we're trying to run away from, but that's something we're trying to move through, to experience the grief, to experience the hardship, to experience you in the midst, will allow us to be grateful, to be thankful, because we're moving through it with you. And in that, we will grow. And in that, there is hope. May we find ways in the midst of whatever our circumstances are, whatever we experience this day, this evening, may we find our hope in growing in you. And for that, may we be grateful. Thank you for your gracious love toward us. Amen. Kathy, now help us to breathe. This may be a day that we need to pause and breathe again and again. Teach us that when we're weary, when we're tired, when we're broken, we can breathe deep and recognize how God's using our circumstances to grow us. And for that, there is gratitude. Thanks, my friend.
As I'm recording this, I'm feeling very low energy. And so I'm going to teach you some breathing that will allow you to heat up the inside of you and maybe bring a little bit more energy to the day. So allow your body to lift up, drop your shoulders down, let your head settle on your neck as though it's suspended from above. And as you inhale through nose, just allow that to happen naturally. And then as you exhale, make a sound with your throat. Inhale. 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 So on the inhale, you're using the nose as a filter, and on the exhale, you're using the throat to make a sound. Thanks for breathing with me.